Hi, welcome to Caribou Country Lifestyle. My name is Cheryl. Today it is going to be my first official garden tour. And I'm so happy that you could join me today. So we're going to go around, take a look at everything. I'll let you know what I've planted, what I've added. I added a few things today and we'll talk about that too. So let's get started. Right here at this section where I was sitting. This is the purple sprouting broccoli. And it's coming along quite nicely. This is what I planted from seed. And then here are some more that I've finished off this row because I ended up having to buy extra seed. In behind that, I have an assortment of different types of onions. Some are red, some are Walla Walla, and I've just plunked them in there. Behind the onions, these plants here I purchased. These are cucamelons. I ended up purchasing them because mine did not take. And I am determined I am going to have some cucamelon plants. I've put in some snapdragon flowers in the back. I had an excess of snapdragon flowers. Here I just had some extra King of the North pepper plants. So I've just tucked them in here and whatever happens, happens. There's my cilantro. It's growing quite nicely. I have a sunflower beside that. All these ferns that I have growing in here. This is my asparagus. And then in behind the asparagus, I have another sunflower. This one, not looking so good, but it hasn't died yet. Another asparagus fern. In behind that, there's my couple of dill plants. I have another sunflower in behind there. And then I've plunked in some more of the snapdragons in this corner as well. There's my thyme that came back from last year. This here is the collard greens that I planted. Ended up only getting two, one there and a little tiny one over there. In behind that, these are New Girl tomatoes. They're just a medium size slicer tomato. Beside that is Celebrity, and these are a bush tomato. The New Girl are indeterminate, but the Celebrity are a bush style tomato, and I just decided to see how they would do in here in the garden as opposed to being planted in a planter. Have planted some of those onions that I found in my back shop, and they are coming along. I just plugged them in front of the tomatoes. Don't know about that one, but that's okay. This one seems to be doing all right. Here on this side, there is my Bloomsdale spinach. It's ready to be picked, looking absolutely lovely. In front of this panel, I have my celery plants. Always remember they need lots of water. There's Fez. And there's Poppy laying in the shade. Okay, over here, this is my romaine lettuce. Not quite ready to be picked yet. And then I ended up thinning out my carrots. This is the Scarlet Nanty carrots that I've thinned out. They're looking really good. And in behind that is the Bull's Blood beets. I ended up plugging in a few more seeds in between some of these beet plants of some more. In behind that, this is my sweet peas. And I planted a seed in front of each of these panels, and I'm just going to let them climb up this panel here. Here we have some of my leek plants on the side. This is the white kohlrabi. I only ended up with 4 plants of the white kohlrabi. And then here are my King of the North peppers. I'll just pull this up so you can see that one too. And they seem to like being in this little greenhouse that I've set up. In behind, these are the Marketmore cucumbers. And then I have a sunflower there as well. Little volunteer carrot. And in here I ended up planting, this is the China King. And it is baby Napa cabbage. And I bought 5 plants. I put 4 of them on this row here. And in the back here, this is where I had the Chinese Toi Choy. Well, I ended up pulling that all out, and now I have planted some more Hikiri salad turnips in that row. And then finally, my rutabagas. Like I've got a little patch here, some here. They kind of were, I wasn't wondering if they were even going to come along, but they're coming, poking through the ground now. And they'll get going. Another sunflower. More leeks on this side. These are the Valencia tomatoes, and they're an orange tomato, low in acid, low in like less seeds in them. Have some flowers coming on there and little babies just starting to open up. I put some basil in front of my tomatoes. On this side, these 2 are the Oxheart tomatoes. And then I have a little calendula there in the corner. Coming around on the back here, these are the Hikiri salad turnips. I have picked some of them, and they did get affected by a few bugs, but on the most part, they actually were pretty good. And I have picked some of my arugula and been having it in my salads behind the arugula. These are the bush pickle cucumbers. And they're still doing good. Little volunteer beet there as well. Here are the sweet banana. Now I was wondering about this one on this side, but we got some new growth coming in on the sides there, but these 2 are doing good. I even have a little flower starting to present itself. Here's a couple of volunteer onions, green onions that I left. And here are the fennel. They're starting to produce the little bulb on the end here, and that one as well, and this one. Not so much, this one hasn't produced a bulb, so I don't know what happened there. Okay, over here, here is the other China King baby Napa cabbage. And then this is the Swiss chard along this side. Got some beets, did the same, plugged in some extra beet seeds and down in here too because it was looking a little sparse. So plugged in some more beet seeds. These are the cylinder beets on this side. And these are the early wonder beets in behind. And here I also plugged in some sweet pea seeds on this panel to grow up the inside. There's my 2 artichoke plants and another baby calendula and another one on this side. Here I've put in these Minnesota midget cantaloupe plants, but I don't know. I think this one is the best looking one out of them. These were the Goldfinger carrots, and again I plugged in some extra seeds because they just I don't know what's going on. Now these carrots here, let's take a look. These are the Danver half-longs. Thin those out. They're doing really well. And then these are the golden beets. And again, I've plugged in some more seeds in hopes that we'll get a few more golden beets. And these are my annual green bunching onions, the ones that I saved the seed for. They're coming along nicely. These two tomato plants, this is the Aunt Ruby's German green. And if you see in here, I've got some flowers coming along. Planted some more basil in front of these. These tomatoes, this is the Old German. And I see a flower poking in there. This is a volunteer lettuce, but look at how pretty that is. Almost ready to start picking that one. Another calendula. I'm going to back up. And it's not so that my cat can be in the picture, but this garlic looks absolutely wonderful. It is starting to send out the garlic scape here. You can see it right there, sending out the garlic scapes. So what I need to do is, once those garlic scapes start growing, I need to cut back that garlic scape in the center. And what that does is it makes the bulb of the garlic cloves bigger. Down in here, this is the celeriac. And you grow that not the same as well, you grow it the same as celery, but you're using it for the bulb. And once the bulb matures, then you will cut that up and roast it with other vegetables, and it's quite nice. Here we have, what kind of radish is this? This is the China rose radish. I have some radishes over on the other side that are ready to be picked. These might be ready to be picked too. We'll have to check it out. Okay, here, these tomatoes are Manitoba tomatoes, another type of a bush tomato. And then here we have the mystery Romas, and look at all these little baby Romas we have growing on both of these plants, already producing some tomatoes, so that's super exciting. Okay, we're coming over onto this side. In the front, this is the dwarf green curled kale. I love kale. Not quite ready to pick, but it's getting there. I guess if I wanted some baby kale, I would pick it. Here's the purple Vienna kohlrabi. Really nice looking plants. I have thinned it out again. And then I have a little calendula there. These tomatoes are the Carnival Blend, which is from the Brandywine family. So they're a heritage. And then these tomatoes here, these are the, I think these ones are the Sun Gold tomatoes. So they're the cherry tomatoes on here. Lots of flowers. I even have a little tomato right there. And I have another little tomato right there. So super exciting about that. Here we have the Crosby beets. Pretty sure I didn't have a tag for these, so I figured I would remember. And then these are more of the Scarlet Nanty carrots. Thin these ones out as well. And then my volunteer garlic, which has garlic scapes. So I would want to clip these, because once they start curling like this, I want to get to them before this turns into a bulb and flowers. Over here, this is the Toscano kale, which is like the dinosaur kale. I only grew a few of those. In this bed, we have 3 kinds, well, in this row we have 3 kinds of beets. This first one is the sparkler tip. Some of these are definitely ready to be picked. Look at these French breakfast. Like, those are definitely ready to be picked. And then in the front, these ones here are the early scarlet. And I have one there that's really nice. And then a few more down here at this end. So I'll be picking some beets for sure. And behind the beets, this is the black Krim tomatoes. And again, I have the flowers on this one. And I have a little flower there too. And over here, these are the Amish paste tomatoes. And they're a large Roma tomato. Look at this, my Butter Crunch lettuce. This is ready to start picking. And I will pick the outer leaves as it grows. I will just pick it that way. I don't pick the whole head, I just pick the outer leaves and it just keeps growing. This little row in the front, this is more arugula that I planted. And then in behind it is the Countryside baby spinach. Look at this. This is the prize head lettuce. Isn't that beautiful? I absolutely love it. And then this is the purple daikon radishes. And let's look underneath here. I don't see any radishes forming as of yet. This is my perennial herb and flower bed, and I have put some flowers. I've had to replace some. These ones in the front here, these are snapdragons that I ended up plunking in there because the other flowers didn't make it. We've got some portulaca, pansies, alyssum, and more. We have nasturtiums, a little marigold. This nasturtium is growing the wrong way. It should be that way. And then I have some lobelia, some more snapdragons, more portulaca. This is so pretty. This is Dracula. That's so cute. And then my bleeding heart with all its little flowers on that. These are the Asiatic lilies, and all of them are different colors. They've just got buds in the top and are about to open anytime now. In front of those, this is my borage, and it has beautiful purple flowers that attract the bees. Here I've planted some curled parsley and then some flat leaf parsley. My rosemary. These are little baby carnations coming in here. Another type of lily. And then this plant here, that's the Ruby Lavatera. Look at these. This is my pixie gooseberries, and it's got little gooseberries. They're not ready to pick yet, but we have little gooseberries there. And then on this side, these are called, this is another gooseberry, but this one is called the Black Velvet. And they will be a darker, once they are ripe to be picked, they will come out to be a darker one. So we're coming over here down into the bottom part where I have my 3 rows. And this one, these are obviously my potatoes. So the ones in the front are the Jennifer potatoes, and they're just starting to form some flowers on them. So I'm going to be bringing in some dirt and putting it around these plants just like I did last year. So I grew half of the row in Jennifer potatoes, and that goes to about here, and then the rest of these are the Christina, the red potato, red skin potatoes, and the Jennifer are beige skin potato. Stonehead cabbage. So it's looking really nice. I was out here earlier watering everything. And then we switch into the red cabbage. I don't know if you can see, but they're doing really good too. Plus I have my onions in amongst it. We go to cauliflower. And there's a nice looking one you can see pretty good. And they're really nice. The plants are doing really good. More onions. Then we go to the cheddar cauliflower. We have a sunflower. This is the green zucchini. Another sunflower. Yellow zucchini. I just pushed the seeds into the ground when I planted them. Another sunflower. The reason I planted sunflowers out here is because the sunflowers will bring in pollinators as well. So that's good for my zucchinis and my other squash plants that I have. This is the sunburst. It's another type of zucchini, but kind of in a spaceship type looking zucchinis. They're so cute. Here's another sunflower. And then I lost my China gold cabbage. So I ended up plugging in a couple more tomato plants. And these are both bush style tomato plants. So that's why I put them in here. And we'll just see how they do. So this one here is a San Marzano. It's Aroma. And then that one is another Celebrity, which is just a medium size slicer tomato. Another sunflower. More onions. This was my bonbon squash, but that one didn't make it. And this one's still hanging in there. Another sunflower. And I lost my butternut squash plants, so I ended up buying a couple of spaghetti squash plants, and they're really nice, healthy looking plants. So I took out the other plants and put these ones in their place. Another sunflower, and then a red onion at the end there. Okay, this is my flower bed in front of the house. Look at these cute little roses that are growing on here. And then this is my massive salvia that I left, overwintered it, didn't realize it would actually do anything. The deer have eaten some of the leaves off of my hollyhocks, but I do have some new growth growing in the top there. So hopefully it doesn't get at them too much more. We got some pansies mixed in here. I planted some more of the snapdragons. There's another hollyhock. Plugged a snapdragon in between there. Hollyhock, pansies, more snapdragons, and another little Dusty Miller on the end there. And then this is just wild rose. And then you get the rose hips and you collect the rose hips. I was in here yesterday. This is over on the berry side. And I took out all the weeds that were just a few weeds in the paths around my strawberries and cleaned out around my strawberries. And then I set up my hoops and I put in the bird netting because we have, look at that, cluster of strawberries. I'm just going to put this under the netting because I don't want the birds. This one's already starting to ripen. That is so awesome. But we have strawberries everywhere. And so I've set up these hoops, put the bird netting over them. The strawberry was bound and determined it wanted to be on the outside But look at my sour cherry tree again. It is just absolutely loaded with sour cherries again this year. So we're gonna have another bumper crop of sour cherries. That's so awesome. So here's another row of strawberries. Tons of flowers on them with lots of strawberries showing up. And then here's my third row. Now I still had to get some clips because I have to clip these ends on here too, like this. That needs to be clipped or the birds are just gonna get in there and they'll just wreak havoc on my strawberries. And then if we come over here, look at this. I have raspberries forming on my raspberry plants. That's super exciting. I haven't seen any. Oh yes, I lied. Oh my goodness, I'm so excited. Look at this. I have little plums on my blue plum tree. There's some up there too. Oh my goodness, I'm gonna have blue plums this year. That's so exciting. Oh, I'm so excited. This will be my first year for blue plums. Look, they're up here too. Oh, I'm so excited for that. I also want to show you this too. So here are my haskaps. Look at that. Those are so lovely. Now haskaps are quite tart. So it's like an elongated blueberry, but it's supposed to take on the taste of between a blueberry and a raspberry. I had one of these yesterday because I was in here yesterday cleaning everything up. That one is nowhere near as tart. There was some on the ground that had fallen off, so I picked it and I popped it in my mouth and I was like, whew, that's tart. But that one was way better. And these haskaps are so good for you. They have just lots of antioxidants in that. They're so good. Those are so good. I'm so excited about this. My first year that I put this in, or was it, no, the second year, my husband accidentally whippersnipped it. So this one is not a very good, very big bush. But here's the other one, which is bigger, but doesn't have as many huckleberries or haskaps on it. Sorry. Doesn't have as many haskaps on it as opposed to that little one. But I have lots of raspberries coming in on my raspberry plant. So I had got quite a few last year, but here's hoping that it's even better. Behind my haskap, this is my elderberry plant, and it's already got flowers forming all around it here, and those flowers will turn into little elderberries. And then this one is a smaller because it also got whippersnipped the year before last, but even still it's forming flowers on it. Last year it didn't even have flowers on it, so that's doing better. My blueberries plants are looking a lot better than they have in the past couple of years, and that one is doing really nice. Beautiful big leaves on it. Okay, we're out on the deck. Here we have my pepper plants. These are the jalapeno peppers. Eventually I will be putting them out in the full sun on the deck. I was just kind of waiting because we've still had like 9-degree nights and they like it warmer than that. Of course, in the back, that's my peppermint plant. These are the, what are these? The cream sausage Got tomatoes forming on there. Super excited about that. This is a cream sausage as well. I don't see any tomatoes, but I do see lots of flowers on that one. And then these ones here are the San Marzano, and they're the Roma tomato. This one, I don't know, I might need to give it a little shot of fertilizer for that one there. The one in the middle is the one that I just planted, and then this one on the end is overwintered as well. I might. Verbena are just so beautiful. This is the Indian summer. Like, look at the difference between that one and this one. I love these colors, especially that. It's like copper, little coppery hue to it. So pretty. My dog loving to sit in the sun. Okay, what do we got here? This is the Nicandra, and this is the Dianthus here. Verbena again. Oh, this one too. This one here is called a plum cockatoo petunia. Isn't that so pretty? Like, this is what it's supposed to look like. And it's almost there. Another Nicandra. These are my hanging basket ones that I took out and put into these planters here. I deadheaded my flowers on it, so it's looking absolutely lovely. And then of course my beautiful petunia that my son Jaden gave me for Mother's Day. And then I threw in some of the verbena. I really like that color. There's another one there. Oh, I'm gonna deadhead that. So easy. That one's finished. And then I have the other verbena in the back there. And these ones as well, I've went around and deadheaded and cleaned that one up too, so it's looking lovely. And then in this corner, more of the verbena. It's so cute. So that's it for my first garden tour. I mean, I've given you little glimpses of some of my plants after I've planted them or during planting them, but I haven't given you an official full garden tour. There's a couple of containers that I've just planted in front of my raised bed garden, and I'll show you those as well. It's just, there needs to be some weed eating going on, and there hasn't been. And once we get the weed eating done, I was supposed to mow today, but this morning it was such crappy weather. It was raining, and then it would stop, and then it would start again. And now I've already had a shower, and there's no way that, now it's absolutely beautiful out here, and I've had a shower, so there's no way that I'm gonna go and mow the lawn, because then I would be sweaty and dusty. Nobody likes that. So anyways, that's all I have for you for today. Thanks for joining me. I hope you like this video. If you like the video, put a like in there. If you haven't subscribed, hit that subscribe button. Have a great day, and we'll talk to you again soon. Bye for now.